Hey soccer families, it's Tomek from Soccer Bedtime Stories. I've got some big news to share. Our first ever chapter book is here. Soccer Mystery Chronicles: The Haunting of St. Mary's Stadium. It's available now on Amazon worldwide. It's a spooky, heart-pounding adventure about two sisters who moved to England and uncovered ghostly secrets haunting their hometown soccer club. Perfect for young readers who love soccer, mystery, and magic under the floodlights. It's available now on Amazon. But here's the best part. If you join the Bedtime Ballers today, link in the show notes, you'll get a free signed copy delivered straight to your home, and you'll get so much more. You will help to keep this podcast ad-free and full of imagination for kids everywhere. Don't miss this. Join now. The soccer mystery awaits. I hope you enjoyed today's story. Sleep well and dream big, soccer friends. Hello there, my soccer friend. Before we begin tonight's journey, let's take a slow breath in and let it out gently. Snuggle under your blanket, get cozy, and prepare to drift into a story full of dreams, soccer, and magic. Tonight we'll walk alongside one of England's greatest heroes. Her journey begins in the bustling streets of Hanwell, West London, where crowded homes and noisy football cages shaped her childhood. From the clang of a ball against metal fences to the crowded bus rides down to Wembley, her story carries us all the way to the grandest stadiums in the world, where the grass is green and the crowds are loud, where every cheer and every chant rises like a song. From the tough cages of Southall to the shining lights of European finals, Chloe Kelly's story is one of resilience, joy, and dreams come true. But listen closely, because at the very end of tonight's story, I'll ask you 3 questions about Chloe. Think of it as a little soccer bedtime quiz, just for fun, to see what you remember. Now, let's go back to where it all began. In a West London neighborhood called Hanwell, well, a little girl with 5 older brothers first found her courage with a ball. Icons. Chloe Kelly. In a modest house in Hanwell, West London, life was never quiet. The kettle whistled, doors slammed, and laughter spilled through the rooms. Jane and Noel Kelly's 7 children made sure that. Chloe, born in January of 1998, was the last of them all, the baby of the family. Being the youngest had its perks. She was doted on at times, protected at others, but it also came with challenges. Hand-me-down clothes, always fighting for space at the dinner table, and most importantly, trying to keep up with her 5 older brothers. Her sister Paris, just a couple of years older, didn't catch this football bug, but Ryan, Jamie, and Martin, triplets full of energy, along with Daniel and Jack, lived for the game. They played in the garden, in the street, in the cages, with a ball that never seemed to lose its bounce. Chloe followed them everywhere. Small and determined, she wanted to play too. "You'll get knocked over, Chloe," her brothers teased. But Chloe shook her head. "Doesn't matter. I'll get back up." and she always did. Every fall left her with scraped knees, every bruise toughened her resolve. "Get up or you don't play," her brother said. So Chloe got up, again and again. That spirit would stay with her forever. If you walk through Windmill Park in Southall today, you might see a shiny plaque with Chloe Kelly's name on it. But when Chloe was a little girl, the cages there were simple. Concrete floors, tall fences, and echoes that made every kick sound louder than thunder. The cages were rough and unforgiving. There was no soft grass, no gentle bounce. If you fell, it hurt. If you lost the ball, it rattled against the wire and someone was already charging it down. Older boys filled the court, big and fast, ready to shove anyone aside. Chloe loved it. She learned to weave past defenders in tight spaces, to use a flick or a clever touch to escape. She learned to be strong, to bounce back when knocked against the cage. Here she discovered her bravery and her creativity. The cages gave her more than skill. They gave her a mindset. No one was going to hand her anything. She had to earn it. Years later, she would say that the creative side to her soccer came from these cages. Even the physical aspect of the game is where she learned. And where she learned most importantly, to get up and go again. The cages shaped her into a player who could handle anything. As Chloe got older, on special weekends, she would sneak away with a coin or two in her pocket, hop on the 92 bus and ride to Wembley. She wasn't going there to play, not yet. She wasn't even going to watch inside the stadium. Tickets were far too expensive. She just wanted to be near it. On the FA Cup final days, the streets buzzed with excitement. Fans in scarves waved flags, songs drifted through the air, and the giant arc soared above the London skyline. Chloe would walk up to the stadium, buy a program, and then turn around, heading back home with a booklet tucked under her arm like a treasure. The vibe of Wembley, as she called it, wrapped around her. It whispered promises. One day, Chloe, it seemed to say, one day you'll be back here. Not as a fan outside the gates, but on the pitch itself. That dream took root deep inside her heart. Before Arsenal, there was QPR, Queen's Park Rangers, her beloved local club. She wore the hoops with pride and played with teammates who would go on to shine themselves, like Anna Philby and Rihanna Dean. Chloe tweeted proudly when they lifted the FA Youth Cup, celebrating her friends as much as her own dream. But Chloe wanted more. At age 12, she joined Arsenal's Center of Excellence. It meant long, tiring train rides, sometimes 2 hours round trip. She would sit by the window, boots dangling from her bag, dreaming of the day she would pull on an Arsenal shirt. Her idol was Bobby Zamora, a local boy turned professional. To Chloe, the story meant that kids from the streets could make it too. She wasn't dreaming of faraway legends. She believed in something closer, something real. At 17, Chloe's dream came true. She made her Arsenal first team debut in the Continental Cup against Watford. Just 22 minutes into the match, the ball rolled her way. She struck it clean, and it flew into the net. Debut goal, a moment she would never forget. Soon after, she signed her first senior contract. But breaking into Arsenal's star-studded squad wasn't easy. Minutes were scarce. Chloe wanted to play, to grow, to prove herself, so she went on loan to Everton. At Everton, she began to shine. A hat-trick against Oxford, a viral long-range strike, goals and assists flowed. By 2019, she was among the top scorers in the league. The Cages had taught her flair. Arsenal gave her a platform, and Everton gave her confidence. In July of 2020, Chloe signed for Manchester City. It felt like a giant step. One of England's top clubs, with a history of challenging for titles. Chloe walked into the training ground knowing she had to prove herself all over again. Her first season sparkled, 16 goals and 14 assists in all competitions. Her crosses were whipped and dangerous, her shots sharp and accurate. City fans quickly learned that when Chloe picked up the ball on the wing, something exciting was about to happen. She scored braces, curled in long-range efforts, and sprinted past defenders with a grin on her face. Her teammates trusted her, her coaches praised her. That season, she was named the PFA Team Player of the Year, a sign she had truly arrived. For a girl who once dribbled barefoot in the Cages, this was the stage she had dreamed of. But football, like life, doesn't always follow a straight line. It was May 2021. A bright afternoon at Manchester City's Academy Stadium. Chloe was in dazzling form, already with 2 goals to her name. She was chasing a hat-trick. The kind of performance that would send fans home singing. And then it happened. She darted inside the box, cutting past a defender when her knee buckled beneath her. She collapsed, screaming in pain. The sound echoed across the quieted ground. Players rushed to her side. Fans covered their mouths. Everyone feared the worst. The diagnosis? A torn anterior cruciate ligament, an ACL injury. For footballers, it's one of the most dreaded setbacks. Months of rehab, uncertainty about returning to the same level. And worst of all, the timing meant Chloe would miss the Olympics in Tokyo. A dream she had been so close to realizing. At first, she couldn't even watch the games. It hurt too much. But Chloe refused to sink. With teammates like Lucy Bronze beside her in rehab, she fought back. Every day on the WAP bike, every boxing drill in the gym, every lonely hour, stretching and strengthening her knee. There were tears, frustration, days when she wanted to give up. But then she thought of Wembley, of the Euros coming in 2022, on home soil. The dream pulled her through. The summer of 2022 arrived and Chloe was ready. After 11 long months, she had made it back onto the pitch just in time to be named in Serena Williams' England squad for the European Championship. The tournament captured the nation. Stadiums filled, fans sang, little girls wore Lioness shirts with names like Bronze, Mead, and Kelly on the back. England stormed to the final, set to face Germany at Wembley. For Chloe, it was almost too perfect. Her childhood dream, the stadium she had visited as a little girl, now the stage for the biggest game of her life. The match was tense, England scored, Germany equalized, extra time began. Nerves rattled. Then, in the 110th minute, a ball dropped loose in the box. Chloe pounced. She swung her boot, and the ball hit the net. The stadium erupted. Chloe tore off her shirt, whirling it above her head as she ran, pure joy exploding from her heart. It was a celebration that echoed Brandi Chastain's famous moment in 1999. But this time, it was England's turn to feel the glory. That gold sealed the Lionesses' first ever major trophy. Chloe Kelly, the girl from Hanwell, who once rode the bus to Wembley, had become a national hero. After that Euro, Chloe's reputation soared. She became known not just as a goal scorer, but as the kind of player who thrived under pressure. At the 2023 World Cup in Australia and New Zealand, Chloe added new chapters to her story. She scored against China in a 6-1 victory, her confidence on full display. And then came the round of 16 against Nigeria. A penalty shootout, hearts and mouths, Chloe stepped up. She ran, hopped, struck the ball and sent it flying at 69 miles per hour, faster than any goal scored in the Premier League that season. The net bulged. England advanced. Cameras caught her smiling after. "What pressure," she said. Fans around the world laughed. That was Chloe. Cool, cheeky, fearless. England made it deep into the tournament, and even when the team fell short, Chloe's impact was undeniable. She had become a symbol, a player who turned nerves into magic. The challenges remained. By 2024, minutes at Manchester City were harder to find. She faced the sting of being left out of England squads, yet Chloe never lost her determination. In January 2025, Chloe made a bold choice. She returned to Arsenal, the club where her dream had first taken flight. Some wondered if it was the right move, but Chloe believed in her serve. She bet on herself. That spring, she reminded everyone of her brilliance in the Champions League final against Barcelona. She helped Arsenal claim a 1-0 victory, lifting the trophy for the second time in the club's history. She had come full circle, from a teenager on the bench at Arsenal to a champion wearing the red shirt once again. Then came Euro 2025 in Switzerland. Against Italy in the semi-final, Chloe struck late, scoring the winning goal that sent England to another final. And in that final against Spain, she came off the bench once more to change the game. She provided the cross for Alessia Russo's goal. Then, in the penalty shootout, she stepped up calmly and buried the decisive kick. 2 Euros, 2 defining moments. The roar of fans echoed across Switzerland, across England, across the world. Chloe Kelly, once the smallest girl in the cage, had now written herself into soccer history, not once, but twice. As the Lionesses paraded through London, Chloe's name was on everyone's lips. She had gone from Hanwell's concrete cages to the grandest stages in world football. And she carried with her the toughness, creativity, and resilience she learned from the very beginning. So, dear listener, as you close your eyes tonight, think of Chloe's journey. The youngest of 7, shaped by her brothers, sharpened in the cages, tested by injury, and lifted by dreams. She showed us that courage and belief can turn the hardest setbacks into the sweetest triumphs. Before you drift off, I promised you a quiz, a soccer quiz, a football quiz. So here are the 3 questions to carry with you into dreams, and I'll share the answers at the very end. Number 1. Where did Chloe first learn her toughness and creativity as a soccer player? Number 2. What difficult injury did she overcome before scoring the winning goal at Euro 2022? Why did her famous celebration at Wembley capture the imagination of fans everywhere? Alright, hold on to those questions as your eyelids grow heavy. Let the answers swirl around your thoughts as you drift off into sweet soccer sleep. Good night, soccer friend. Sleep well and dream big. Are you ready for the answers? Where did Chloe first learn her toughness and creativity as a footballer? Well, it was in the football cages at Windmill Park, playing with her brothers and their friends. What difficult injury did she overcome before scoring the winning goal at Euro 2022? She battled back from a serious ACL injury that kept her out of the game for almost a year. And finally, why did her famous celebration at Wembley capture the imagination of fans everywhere? Because she scored the winning goal in Euro 2022 final and celebrated by swinging her shirt above her head, echoing Brandi Chastain's iconic World Cup celebration. Bye friends, sleep well.
Thank you for joining us on this enchanting journey through the world of Soccer Bedtime Stories. As we reach the end of this episode, I want to express my gratitude for your presence and support. Your engagement means the world to us, and we invite you to become an integral part of our vibrant community. Make sure to subscribe and follow. This will not only keep the magic alive, but also help shape the stories we bring to you. We're eager to hear your feedback, suggestions, and the topics that ignite your passion. Feel free to reach out to us at soccerbedtimestories@gmail.com. Together we'll create a community that celebrates the magic of the beautiful game. Now, sleep well and dream big, soccer friends.